Simple chicken burgers are great, but chicken burgers loaded with the best Greek flavor are unbelievably awesome. I guarantee you that this will be your new favorite burger recipe for summer, and all of your friends and family will be clamoring for them because who can resist the elevated burger flavor with sun-dried tomatoes, spinach, dill, and oregano? You can serve them up on buns or lettuce wrap them with my homemade tzatziki, which also does double duty as the best dipping sauce for the homemade Greek fries, which I'm also going to show you how to make. I think you guys are really gonna love this recipe, so let's dive right in. Most of you know how I love to sneak extra greens into recipes, and we're doing that today, once again, by adding some baby spinach to these chicken burgers. You'll need about a cup or so of baby spinach, lightly packed, though you don't have to measure it, you can just take a good handful of it and then roughly chop it up. Next up is dill, because this Greek burger wouldn't be so Greek without some fresh dill. So you'll need about a tablespoon's worth of it, roughly chopped. Now, if you made my recent recipe for Mediterranean baked feta, you may have some leftover sun-dried tomatoes from that jar, and this is a perfect recipe to use up the remainder of them. You'll need about a quarter cup of sun-dried tomatoes, which is about 4 tomatoes, and then roughly chop those up into bite-sized pieces. And the last thing you'll need to chop up is about a quarter cup of diced red onion. To make the burgers, add 1 pound of ground chicken to a large mixing bowl, then add the diced red onion, 3 garlic cloves, and you can mince those straight into the bowl, the chopped sun-dried tomatoes, the chopped baby spinach, and the chopped dill. Then comes all of the dried spices, and that includes 2 teaspoons of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and half a teaspoon of ground black pepper. Once that's all in the bowl, dig in with your hands and mix it up. You want to make sure all of those mix-in ingredients get distributed throughout the meat, but you also don't want to overwork it if possible. Form the mixture into 4 evenly sized burger patties, and I like to place them on a small parchment-lined tray to take over to the stove, as it just makes things easier. Also, if you notice that your raw chicken meat is a bit too soft and becomes sticky in your hands, it's likely that it warmed up a little bit at room temperature. You can always pop the mixture back in the fridge for 15 minutes to make it cooler and easier to work with. But once you're done with that, give your hands a wash and then take your burger patties over to the stove. I'm frying these up today, but you can also grill them. If you do opt for grilling, I definitely recommend chilling your burger patties in the fridge so they're a bit more firm for the grill. Add a couple tablespoons of olive oil to a large pan over medium heat, swirl that around, and then place the chicken burger patties in the pan. Cook them for about 5 minutes on each side or until they're golden and cooked through. Just don't overcook them, as they will dry out, although a bit less so with all of the chopped onion and sun-dried tomatoes in this Greek version. But moral of the story, nobody wants a dry chicken burger. Now, before I get to showing you how to assemble the burgers, I did promise to show you how to make my Greek fries, which are roasted potato wedges with Greek seasoning and a little extra garnish at the end. To make the fries, you'll need about 2 pounds of waxy potatoes like Yukon Golds. Slice those in half lengthwise, then in half again, then in half again, so you have 8 wedges per potato. The seasoning for the potatoes is a simple mix of 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1.5 teaspoons of dried oregano, and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Then just stir that together. Drizzle 2 tablespoons of olive oil on the potato wedges, then add the seasoning. Stir this all together until each potato slice is well coated in a little bit of both the oil and the seasoning. And quick side note, I'm showing you how to make these 2 recipes sequentially right now, but I would actually prep the potatoes first and pop them in the oven, and then make the chicken burgers while the fries are cooking so that everything is done at about the same time. But as a one-woman YouTube filming crew, it is just hard to move the camera around that much. Place the potato wedges on a parchment-lined baking sheet, and you may need 2 baking sheets so that there's plenty of space between them to crisp up. If you crowd the pans too much, they're more likely to steam rather than become crispy. Then pop them into a preheated 425-degree oven. You'll roast the fries for 25 minutes, then flip them over with tongs and roast for an additional 15 to 20 minutes, or until they look golden and nice and crispy. This is actually a similar recipe to the roasted potato wedges with sriracha aioli that I have in my cookbook. And if you haven't yet made that recipe, that particular dipping sauce is addictively dippable. I also recommend eating these fries warm right out of the oven, as they'll be most crispy and will lose their crispiness as they cool a bit. The fries on their own are loaded with flavor, but if you want to get extra fancy with these Greek fries, you can sprinkle a little feta cheese on top and chopped dill, and I think it only makes sense to serve them up with a little bowl of my homemade tzatziki sauce. But before I take a bite, okay, who am I fooling? You guys know that I ate this bite, but we do need to get back to assembling the Greek chicken burgers. There are so many ways to enjoy these patties. You can top them on burger buns, you can lettuce wrap them, or you can make a burger bowl. Heck, you could even make meatballs from this recipe if you're more likely to top them on those burger bowls or salads. But today I'm attempting a lettuce wrap just because it's pretty, and I'll add a few extra slices of red onion along with a few slices of avocado, some chopped cherry tomatoes, and a little sprinkle of feta. And then I'll serve that up with a side of my Greek fries. This is one flavor-packed Greek chicken burger, and I'm going to dub it the must-make recipe for summer. All right, now I know what you guys are thinking. How on earth is she going to pick this up and eat it? And I will admit, I would probably make a complete mess down the front of me if I attempted that right now on camera. So I am going to use a knife and fork. If you didn't get it so full, and if you used tomato slices instead of cherry tomatoes, it probably would make it easier. But more often than not, to be honest, I just make a burger bowl with this recipe rather than lettuce wrap it, for the very reason that it is much easier to eat. All right, I think I got a little bit of everything on one forkful. The flavor is so tasty. This is definitely not your run-of-the-mill chicken burger. There is just layers and layers of flavor, and as you take a bite, you're like, ooh, what is that? It's delicious is what it is. I will also give you a tip, and that is to make a double or triple batch of this recipe, because they do freeze and reheat so well. If you've made my turkey burger recipe from the website, you know that those are great for meal prep. The patties themselves are just really simple to pile in a container and then reheat individually throughout the week. You can do the same with this recipe as well. All right, let's dig into some of these fries. You get the wonderful spices and oregano and garlic flavor on the fries themselves, and then you get the cooling, refreshing tzatziki sauce. It is a perfect combination. I hope you guys enjoyed this Greek chicken burger recipe, and I cannot wait to see your photos on social media as you are enjoying it with family and friends. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below on what type of recipe you would like to see next for summer. And with that, I will see you in the next video.